Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet a super easy and cute headband that's perfect for beginners. In fact, this could even be your very first crochet project. I'll guide you step by step through the stitches, and don't worry if you're brand new, I'll go nice and slow so you can follow along. By the end you'll have a beautiful handmade headband. Plus you'll get to practice some really important beginner stitches. So grab your hook and yarn and let's get started. For this project you'll need some yarn. It can be any type of yarn, but I'm using 100% cotton yarn. You'll need a 3.5mm hook, a scissor, and a sewing needle. First step is to make a slip knot. Place the yarn so the end is on your right. Make a loop like this. Then pull the short end through the loop to form another loop. And this is your slip knot. Next, place your hook into the loop. Pull the short end to tighten it around the hook like this, but then you loosen it a little bit with the long end like this, so it's not too tight. Now make a chain of 60. To make a chain, you need to yarn over your hook, then pull the hook through the loop like this. And continue doing this until you have 60 stitches. To count your chains, look closely at your stitches. Each chain looks like a little V in the front. Count each V as one stitch. Don't count the loop that's on your hook. When you've chained 60 stitches, you're going to begin your first row. In the second chain away from the hook, this one right here, you're gonna make 2 single crochets. You make a single crochet by inserting your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and then you pull through both loops on your hook like this. The next step isn't necessary, but if you're a beginner, I recommend it. Place a marker in the first stitch of each row, right here. This will make it easier to see where the row begins and to count your rows as you go. Each time you place a marker, it means you started a new row. As I mentioned earlier, we need to make 2 single crochets in the first chain. You already made one, so now make 1 more single crochet into the same chain like this. Then you make 1 single crochet in each chain across until you reach the very last chain. Meet me back when you only got 1 chain left. In this last chain, you're gonna make 2 single crochets into the same chain. Then you need to chain 1 and turn your work. In this next row here, you're gonna do the exact same thing. Make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and place a marker in the first single crochet here. After you made 2 single crochets into the first stitch, then you're gonna make 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across, and then finally 2 single crochets in the very last stitch of this row. As you can see, I'm removing the markers along the way, but if you're a beginner, you can just keep them in so it's easier for you to count the rows. Then just repeat this pattern for the next 4 rows until you have 6 rows in total. Start by chaining 1 and turning your work. Then begin every row by making 2 single crochets into the first stitch, Then you make one single crochet in every stitch along the project until you reach the very last stitch, where you again make 2 single crochets. When you made 6 rows in total, meet me back here. When you got 6 rows in total, chain and turn your work. Now we're gonna start shaping the other side of the headband. In this row, you'll do a decrease at the first and last chain. This is how you do it. Insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through. Now insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through again. You now have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over one last time and pull through all 3 loops. That's a single crochet decrease. Now place your marker in the first stitch. Then you again work 1 single crochet in every stitch across until you reach the last 2 stitches. Meet me back here when you got 2 stitches left. In the last 2 stitches, do another single crochet decrease. Then repeat this pattern for 5 more rows, so you have a total of 6 rows where you made the decreases. Start by chaining 1 and turning your work. Then make a single crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches and 1 single crochet in every stitch except the last 2, where you make another decrease. Meet me back here when you've done 6 rows where you have decreased. When you've done 6 rows of decreasing, you should have a total of 12 rows. Now you chain 1 and turn your work. It's time to finish off the headband with a nice border and some ties to secure it. Start by working single crochets in every stitch around the headband. If you are a beginner, I recommend you do put a marker in the stitch right here, so it's easier for you to see where to finish your border. Meet me back here when you reach the first bend of the headband. When you reach the bend here, insert your hook and make single crochets into the holes along the edge. I'll show you as clearly as I can where to insert your hook, so take a close look if you're unsure. When you get to the point at the end of the headband, make the last single crochet in the stitch right here, and then you chain 60 stitches to create a tie. When you've done this, meet me back here. When you chain 60 stitches, make single crochets in all the chains all the way down, starting in the second chain right here. Meet me back here when you made single crochets all the way down the chain. Once you made single crochets all the way down, Make one more single crochet in this stitch right here. Then you just continue making single crochets in all the holes around the edge and into every stitch until you reach the other side of the headband. Meet me back when you reach the next bend. When you reach the bend here, the yarn end from the beginning will be right there. You can crochet over it like this, so you won't need to weave it in later. When you're making single crochets on this side, you're gonna insert the hook in the very first chains you made in this project right here. When you crochet about 10 centimeters over your yarn end, you can just cut it with your scissor. When you reach the corner on the other side of the headband, repeat the same process, chain 60 and make single crochets all the way down again. Then again as before, make a single crochet in the stitch right here and make single crochets in all of the holes along the edge until you reach the beginning of the border. You finish your border with a slip stitch into the first single crochet you made of the border. This is where your marker is placed if you used one. Make a slip stitch by inserting your hook into the stitch, yarn over, and pull the yarn through the stitch and the loop on the hook, like this. Pull the yarn through and cut it with your scissor, and you can remove the excess yarn. Then you grab your weaving needle, and we need to sew in the end so it looks like a stitch. Thread the yarn into the needle, and I'll show you how to sew in the end so it looks nice. Put your needle through the stitch right here. And then you put the needle in between the strands of the stitch right here. Then you just need to weave in your end and cut it with your scissor. And that's it. Your headband is complete and ready to wear. If this was your first crochet project, then well done. You just made something cute and useful. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more beginner-friendly crochet tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.